Well, that's my kid is actually at the point where commercials are now like kind of an interesting thing where we watch Netflix and Disney Plus and like we never have commercials. And so he's like, we watch commercials before the movie and he's like, what is this product?
What the fuck is
he's
this?
like, this is unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's so funny to like not be exposed to any capitalism and then all of a sudden it's like, have you seen this kind of ranch?
Yeah.
And he's like, what the fuck is ranch?
Yeah.
We were in a hotel and he had to watch terrestrial TV and it was like, what the fuck? He's like, I don't want Bluey. I'm like, well, that's what they have. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're stuck, buddy.
When you have to introduce them to cable, when like it's hey, it's not on demand, it's what is on, and we're gonna have to make
because
the
they can
best
watch
of it.
the fucking episode they want, like not even just the show.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I just became. We're recording. Well, my son just started watching Bluey. My 5-year-old, like, and he never watched it growing up or
It's
younger.
awesome.
It really is great.
Bluey rips.
It is funny though that the dad is just a quintessential. You know, he's the punching bag a little bit. He just takes the lumps. Like, oh, dad's great, but he's also an idiot.
But also, dad is like, it's like he's such a millennial dad. He's kind of got a job. He works from home. He's mainly responsible for childcare.
Dude, I remember I was in line at some kids thing with Logan, and I just watched it for the first time, and the song was in my head, and I literally just go, do 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 do, and the dad behind me goes, no. He's like, I can't, not, please do not do that song. Like I hear it all the fucking time. I'm like, I get it, buddy. I'm sorry.
Those are magical rhythms though, because like when my youngest will, he'll freak out or something, I'll just go, hi. I'll just do the Miss Rachel and it'll snap them immediately. Like, what?
It's a language that she calls parentese. Like that you the way that you stretch the words and your facial expressions.
Yeah. She's a pretty special person. Like I watch her on TikTok and like even the stuff that she talks about with her own kid. I guess she just had a baby too, or a young child. And she did this thing where she was sick. And she was like, I didn't want to break this out so early. This was not, like, I was trying to keep this until later, but I'm sick. I have no voice. I'm trying to save it. So, and it cuts to her baby watching Miss Rachel.
Oh, wow.
So she's like, I even use a proxy me to be the parent to my own baby.
She's like the only one where it's like responsible to put on Miss Rachel.
Totally.
Yeah.
I feel like he's learning. It's this is development.
I did an episode of my podcast just about her, and our podcast is all nerd based, but to me, the thought was that she's, internet created, self-made, and has stood up to trolling better than anybody.
Yeah.
And like the name of the episode, we haven't even aired it yet. It was like Miss Rachel, American Badass.
That's
because
great.
To me, it's like I think she's so cool. It was funny when I remember first watching her. Like it really triggered my autism because the zoom ins on her mouth, like it felt like ASMR.
Interesting. So triggered in what does that look
It just
like?
made me really uncomfortable.
Okay. And you just couldn't deal with the
But my son loved it.
Yes.
And I was like, I gotta do this for him, and it's that thing too, the instant relief you get when they first watch something. That you're a little bit off the clock is like intoxicating.
Yeah.
and I'm like, I can't give up this.
That's why some parents just frisbee an iPad at their kid and never look them in the eyes.
We're staying away from screens, but we did Miss Rachel like pretty, I don't know, like 6 to 9 months. I think we started like putting her on occasionally. Yeah. And then there was like a time where I was like, oh, like let me like see what like this other stuff is.
Yeah.
And I put on Cocomelon. And it is honestly fentanyl for babies.
It's Chinese mind control.
It is insane.
It's
like
fentanyl laced with fentanyl.
Yeah.
yeah.
I looked at her and she was like this. She was like,
dude, yeah. Crew was of the Cocomelon era during the pandemic. Oh and dude, he was like mashing his dick with the heel of his hand. Like he got like really into it. It's like we got to get this off the TV.
It's scientifically and cynically designed. Like I don't think there's ever a cut that's longer than like 4 seconds.
You're right.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, a shot because it's just to keep them engaged.
It's full algorithm.
They call it brain rot. I mean, and there's nothing there. And the thing that I hate about it, just as someone who makes stuff, is it's like bad on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Like the singing could be better, but it's not. Like everything is designed to numb but not entertain.
Right. Yeah. That's a great point.
Yeah, like they're not like learning anything about like Bluey. You can put on Bluey all day and the kid like it's still watching TV, but like the kid like learns like, oh, like this is what you do when you have a problem. And yeah, your friend is going
then at
through
the end
a
of the
thing.
day, it's made by a team that is trying to make the best thing they possibly can.
Mhm.
Even though they're Australian, I give them a pass.
I will say the mom from Cocomelon though has a dumper. It's pretty cool. Every now and again, she'll like computer swing around, and you'll be like, "All right, China."
I didn't even know that there were like characters on Cocomelon.
Yeah, there's a mom. The dad is like, it's basically Feeney in a button down. You want to hammer throw him into a fucking ravine. He's like, oh,
But all the
like, he
thing
doesn't
is
really
like,
talk.
are you happy? Yes, I am. Like, it sounds like it's made in the future where the Terminator's won. Like,
Yeah.
everyone is like subjugated. But I also think like that's my big thing with AI is that we've already been exposed to so much mediocre to garbage entertainment that we're ready for AI to take over because we don't know what good is anymore.
Yeah.
Like Cocomelon is like the beginning of that for kids, but there's so many versions of that for adults.
Right. Isn't that fun? I actually just thought that like Miss Rachel, and I think because I was just thinking like, have you ever thought about making child content or like a kids show or something like that and put a pin in that? But I think Miss Rachel is so like capable of being like, fuck you, because she has the kids.
Yeah.
She's like, my audience is your children.
Well,
so there's
also,
nothing you can do.
Miss Rachel's gonna beat AIPAC in the Mossad and Israel because every parent in there is like, I might even disagree with this, but my kid will not shut the fuck up unless I put her on.
Exactly.
So, like I'm going with Miss Rachel.
Dude, it was funny when I was doing, our episode, I did research on it and I watched like conservative bloggers who were anti her. Like the first big thing was Jules, the non-binary singer that she has on, and like there is nothing political other than that Jules exists.
Yeah.
And that why does my kid have to? But it, like these people like they tell on themselves where. It's like very clear they are just putting their kid in front of the TV and they're like, I expect good values and, Christian faith when I'm away from my kid for 6 hours. and then the funny thing too is like they'll always like, I was reading like a bunch of the comments in these and they're always like, well, my 1-year-old's not going to watch it anymore. I'm like, yeah, explain that to your 1-year-old, please. Right. Like, it was like, it was.
Can we hold on 1 second? Sorry. I think my wife's FaceTiming me with the baby.
Put it up on camera.
Hey, Minnow, Daddy's podcasting right now. Can I call you later? Is that okay?
Andy kind of looks like Miss Rachel's husband.
How dare you?
That's the meanest thing I've ever heard.
I love you. Okay.
Oh,
featuring Rosebud Baker. Tag it in the metadata. More views.
Yeah.
I love you guys. I'll talk to you later, okay? Enjoy your popsicle. Bye-bye.
There is nothing more humiliating than breaking up a comedy podcast and doing dad voice.
Yeah.
Okay, honey.
I have
Bye-bye.
done over 500 roast battles that I've watched and judged and whatever. You look like Miss Rachel's dad is the meanest thing.
It's Rachel's husband, yeah.
Mr. Aaron.
It's before you got your hair filled in, though.
Dude,
your hair's way better. His is fucking.
I'm okay with him now, but when I first saw him, like he looked to me like the guy in RoboCop after he's thrown into the toxic waste.
Yeah.
And he's like, help me.
Oh, that was a mean thing. I'm sorry.
I
That's
literally,
fucked up.
the second he came on camera when I started watching Miss Rachel, I was like, who let this pedophile. I was like, this guy's creeping me out.
Yeah, I mean, he must be a decent guy, but front facing, he is exactly what you should warn your kids
Every time he's on
about.
screen, it's like, you fucking Nepo hire.
Yeah.
Like, she earned it, but you. I mean, I know he does the music and he's the puppet, but.
Oh, does he?
How about that Latina chick from the I'm So Happy song?
Yeah.
Oh, ay calor.
I don't know.
I'm like, let's watch that song again.
In the yellow. Hi, Papi.
But the thing about it's what you were saying before my baby rudely interrupted us, is that's been our whole life. Like, Christians, conservatives have never been able to make media. Like, they kind of have the podcast market now.
I know.
But they've never, like, do you remember when, like,
They are good at podcasting, actually. That's a good point. They're like better at the not putting visuals to their words.
but they had to change.
Right.
They had to become
They're
like,
great at audio if it doesn't involve music.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. Like, you know, I take a lot of Ubers driven by Chinese people in LA, so I hear every Christian song.
Mm-hmm.
And it's there is like this, like, you know, little offness of all, like, I don't know if it's the production, but you can always tell, like, this is adjacent to music. Like, you know, once you hear the faith-based lyrics, like, oh, I really know. But even in, like, the beginning before the verse, you're like, this is just a little off.
sometimes you're jamming out to a song and you're like, this is pretty good. And then it's like, he will save us. Anytime it's a he, when they use the pronoun he, you're like, this is
Well, that
Christian
was the
music.
South Park. Remember where he just did love songs, but they were about Jesus. Jesus, I want you to love me.
I don't.
Oh, it was the best. Cartman started a group called Faith Plus One, and he had a bet. I forgot who it was.
so funny.
I don't know if it was with Stan or whatever, but the whole thing was that he would go platinum with the group, but he ended up going double myrrh. They don't have platinum. They have frankincense and then myrrh. And the album went double myrrh.
I thought you were talking Impractical Jokers out of nowhere. Double myrrh.
Now
that the Joe's gone.
something I want to bring up. We can talk about it later, but
Whatever you
also because I've been subjected to this. I don't know if I brought this up before, but my wife watches reality television.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much like that's the only thing she wants to watch.
Yeah.
And she's unhappy most of the time if I don't allow her to watch. Like it's kind of
right.
like a. And so
Do you
I've
take
had
separate rooms, or she's like, we have to spend more time together?
That's the thing. She goes,
Yeah.
but I want to do something together, and I'm like, this makes me like want to kill myself.
You mean you want to dictate the activity and want a Paris Hilton type toy poodle
Listen,
next to you?
I can't say that on the record.
I know. I'm talking about me. I'm talking about me.
I've never seen someone voluntarily dress like they're on the Jersey Shore. That isn't on the Jersey Shore.
Yeah, dude. Lil Wayne. This is the Carter 3 vintage. A
You
guy
gotta-
offered me $300
Most of
for it
Mike's
off my back.
gigs are on the Jersey Shore, so he's summertime. Mike he's doing
A bunch of my friends have
Yeah, those glasses say, I have some money, but don't ask how much.
these glasses say, I haven't slept in a while. So I'm covering up the
Wait, did you
bags.
get those after trying on Mary Stewart's?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried on Mary. These are different too. I really liked Mary Stewart's. And then I saw these at a gas station. I was like, $10.
I want the John Goodman glasses from Big Lebowski. But the reason why I bring it up is because I've had to watch Love Island. And by
Yes.
the way, like I'll if I watch, I get sucked in. So now I'm invested and I want to see. But Mike worked for Love Island for 2 seasons?
Yeah, technically 2 seasons, but I was like in it for 1 season. Like I was in the
Fiji.
Fiji.
They fly you
deep
out
of
to
it.
Fiji, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, no offense, but I can't think of anybody who probably wouldn't care about Fiji as much as you.
It also couldn't look polar opposite to the cast anymore. Like that's so funny when you put like on-screen talent and then writer.
If I was
you
gonna
put
make
you
it
next to
like-
each other, you'd be like, "That's."
If I was
going to
make a show about reality television, I would think of Mike as the writer. Like I'd like
100%.
that would be on my storyboard. Like who
100%.
writes, give me a writer.
I
AI.
bring the love to the island. It is me.
But so are you kind of like just stuck in a hotel that whole time? Or
Yeah.
And then
All
you
right,
guys
so my job was I co-wrote the VO.
Oh,
So-
the Australian guy.
It's English.
Oh
no, it was an American guy the season that I did it. So I was on season 1 of Love Island USA when it was on CBS like primetime.
Yeah.
Before it went to where it should always been streaming, where it's like a hit now. But I was on that, and in Fiji, our hours were 1 a.m. till noon.
Oh,
That's
Jesus.
when we wrote, because with the time difference and everything, noon in Fiji is 8 p.m. the night before in New York. So that's when the episode's airing. So we basically worked almost to air.
Oh, wow.
And so you get in at 1.
Is the VO guy there in Fiji?
Yeah, he's with us. It was me and another writer and him. And it was cool in the sense, like, we developed the character of the American voice, which, they ended up replacing him with the
It's the same guy
Scottish
as
guy.
the
Yeah,
as the
now it
UK.
is. Well, it was that thing of, like, people were like, I just want Love Island, and that voice is Love Island to people.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And
So you didn't have any story shaping. They gave you the story, and then you would write jokes to the story.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I mean, it is really like it makes you a better writer, just in the sense, like, you have 4 seconds to convey 3 things with 8 words and make it funny, and it was great. Like, it was interesting because I got so lonely. Like, I did start taking meds after that job. It was one of the most depressing experiences of my life. Otherwise, it was great. But no, because I thought that everyone would be as cynical as me. It was the year that every writer had to fire their agent.
Okay.
And we had to do that. And so
You looked at me like I have any writing experience at all, and I was just like, "Oh no,
Mike's illiterate.
yeah.
can't reads."
Yeah. No, but when we had bought a house in March, then we had to fire our agents in like April.
Jesus.
And staffing season is in like May. And what they ended up doing, instead of having agents help them, pick people, everyone just hired their friends. It makes sense. And I was like, I didn't have a job. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll take this. They offered it. I interviewed. They liked me, but it was that thing of like, remember on the bus from the airport to the hotel, the first day, I'm like, but everyone knows this is bullshit, right? And someone was like, no, we're helping people find love.
Yeah.
And I've never felt more isolated.
Yeah,
And
that's like going to church and being like, "Well, we're all not really like."
Yeah, I mean,
And
there's
they're
no
like,
God.
no, he died for our sins.
Fuck. Okay, I didn't realize you guys were that in.
yeah.
So do you like follow up with the show at all? Do you like keep like do you like
No.
turn it on or
No, it's like with someone like keep watching footage of Vietnam after they're home.
I have an on-set logistical question actually, because they have actual sex on the set, right? So, are you watching that, or who's watching that?
It is filmed. There were people watching that. I didn't watch that.
Yeah.
My thing was like that.
That's like, who's the lucky Diddy juror that gets
What
to
are
watch
the-
all the Love Island sex?
I know him, and he would show us sometimes, and I'm like, but we're okay. We're okay, dude.
Yeah, how could you not?
Because it's like, why are you filming this on your phone from the footage? He's like, look what I got. I'm like, we're good.
wait, were they ever having like full on
Yeah.
crazy sex like in that room where everybody sleeps?
Over the covers, I guarantee.
Yeah,
At some
yeah.
point, they're probably just like, I know what they can show on TV. They can show up until a point, and then fuck it, man. Pop
Yeah.
the covers off and go doggy.
I heard
Yeah.
that they had to stop them this season. Like they were like, "Hey, can you guys stop having so much sex? It's hard to edit around," type of thing.
Yeah.
That's
Dude,
bullshit.
what was funny was that, like, so we get there and there's like, like an outside like commissary, and it was so funny because they would have all of the video screens up of the different footage. So even when you're like, I want to take a break,
The video village was next to the food. That's such a mean thing to do.
The video village wasn't next to the food. I'm just saying all the monitors. You could see every.
That'd be such a mean thing to do, to put the the crafty next to the video.
Well, I think a
village,
part
if
of it
you-
was that, like there are people who need to see it while they're eating. So.
Yeah.
I do think that they should include the sex though, because that's like, you ever jerk off to like Big Brother Australia? Like they'll have
No,
clips of that on
not
Pornhub
once.
where they
I
have like
haven't.
the sex that happens in the house and they just show it. And it's fun because you're like, this is TV. They're not real porn stars. That's great. I'm just watching two people.
Are they showing boobs and stuff?
Yeah. Oh, they're full frontal, hanging
What?
dong, like overseas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. And then they'll show like in the hot tub.
I mean, you should see
banging.
the Bluey episodes there. I mean, Jesus. You want to talk doggy? I mean, oh God. They do the theme song, but with a saxophone.
Bill Clinton plays it.
Yeah. He's getting a Bluey. No, it was crazy. Like, so I felt like isolated in that sense. And the other guy that I wrote with like really loved it. Like, and he does all those shows.
Mm-hmm.
And but the host was our guy was this gay guy, and he was very sassy and really funny. And it was cool, like, because we did develop this different type of character, like a more American, like Andy Cohen type. Like, he's sitting there watching it with you, self-aware, making fun of himself. It was way different than the Scottish guy. And like, one of the things we did, and this is how we met our arch nemesis was. And I usually spearheaded this, was we would love to make fun of the songs that they would use.
Oh, yeah.
And the music supervisor hated us.
Yeah.
So there was like one time when they did this montage, and we, and then we're just, we're watching it, and I found like some of the best jokes we had were just our immediate reactions, right? So we're watching it, and this montage, and the Paula Cole "I Don't Want to Wait" song from Dawson's Creek comes on, and I just go, "Yes, we are really using this song." and the music supervisor, like, we would take the same bus from the hotel to set every day, and he was like, when we make a promise to Paula Cole, it is done with respect and integrity, and then we're just making fun of her songs. He's like, we can't do that. And I was just like, hey, there's a EP, and if they're okay with it, like, they decide. They
It's
said
also,
it was
you're
fine.
not making fun of the song, you're making fun of its cultural place. It's attached to Dawson's Creek.
Yes.
It's a song that people know from that, so it's immediately funny because of the context.
Wasn't she the one that had the music video where she has armpit hair? Wasn't that
Probably.
Paula Cole?
I like that.
You guys
There was
remember?
like 2 years where women could write their own songs and have armpit hair, and people were into it. And
they could be mainstream. That
Yeah,
was like
there
they
was
weren't
a-
like Ani DeFranco.
Kesha did that.
it was the saddest
She
thing
had
with
some
like
pit hair.
Lil Affair, where it was like, hey, look at all these amazing women writing and singing. Well, it's 1999. That's over with. Oh, look, Biscuit's here. Just one of them days.
Yeah, it's all for the nookie.
Yeah. Lil Affair was one of the many victims of Woodstock 99.
It really amazes me that there has not been more like gay or female terrorism.
Yeah.
Like, just based on like
laziness.
Because like, thank you.
How isn't there a female folk festival named like Clams Casino or something?
yeah,
you know
I like
what I
that.
mean? That would be fun. Just a bunch of noodling gals.
Yeah, they're like, Lilith was this goddess
know?
and everything, but I want to go to one that speaks to me in a condescending manner.
I love that. That's what progressivism looks like in Rockland County.
We give them their place, but we call it Gash Bash.
Hey, I don't get why no one came to Fest.
Fest is actually it's just a stage at Skankfest.
It's all of Lewis's ex-girlfriends on a show.
Actually,
There's just one. There isn't a legion.
honestly, the net worth of Lewis's ex-girlfriends is probably
It's got to be in the tens
it's
of millions.
more than all of us combined. That's for sure.
And one is doing the buoying for sure. I mean, she's crushing.
They're also the ones who write the Puerto Rican jokes for Tony Hinchcliffe.
He taps all of Lewis's accents.
Tell me what you know.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's hilarious.
You've done Kill Tony, haven't you?
Yeah, years ago.
You're kind of built for that too, because you come from the roast world. You're obviously a great
Nobody
white
quicker
writer.
on a dais than Mike Lawrence.
How did you find it? Did you like doing it?
It was good. I mean, I don't think I did it when it was early. They were figuring out like what it was, and I think obviously like what it's become of. Like back then, it felt like the performers were secondary, and it felt like you were doing the heavy lifting. Mm-hmm. And I probably I was talking way too much on some of the episodes, and
yeah, I did it back then when it was in the belly room.
Yeah,
and it was the thing that I can never do that Mike is one of the best at. Is I could be mean, but I could rarely make it funny.
Right.
I would just bum everybody out. I'd be like, this guy looks like he should kill himself. And they'd be like, that's not a joke, Andy.
Yeah, it's hard. I have a similar thing. When it comes from me, it just feels as though I mean it.
Yeah.
And there's not which I kind of do, but I also am attempting to be funny.
Yeah, I am trying to be funny. And it always just, people are
I have
like,
tone problems.
Yeah, they're like, Jesus. I got a lot of that, come on, man.
Well, it's funny, when I was diagnosed with autism, I realized, I was doing roast battles doping the whole time. I was cheating. It wasn't fair because I can't feel and process what they're saying in the same way that other people can.
So fucking funny.
It was it was. I had such an unfair advantage.
It's like Homer at the chili cook-off when he gets wax in his mouth.
Yeah, it's also that thing of when I judge, and I really do mean most of what I say, and that it sucks because of that. but when I do it, it's it's the autism thing too. Of I really do believe in the truth, and I'm the person. My favorite thing to do at roast battle is to logically dissect a joke. Mm-hmm. So there was one at the Village Underground, and this guy's joke about this other dude was he went to a high school that statistically had the most rapes of any high school, and he still graduated a virgin. And so it's so then we're judging, and I'm like, wait, so is the joke that he's
I'd say
nice
that's
to
strong,
women?
quite strong.
I was like, is the joke that he's not a rape, that he decided to go against
crazy statistic and also fact.
Yeah,
highest rape occurrence. Yeah. Also, I couldn't get
it's
laid.
It's both a roast and good for you, dude. You didn't conform.
Yeah.
No, but the joke was this guy still couldn't. He's making fun of some. If someone made the joke about themselves, there has more humor to it. But the joke was look at this loser. Yeah. I'm like, what? So that he didn't overpower anybody? That's are we supposed to be against him because of that?
The roast used to be I really I'm fine with Kill Tony, whatever,
Yeah.
But the roast was so fucking fun when it was in its prime, before it had gotten the Comedy Central deal and things like that.
Yeah.
Because it was you'd go and it would be there'd be some celebrities there, and then there'd be the Wave, which was the guys. The Wave was
Jeremiah.
I remember Jim Carrey
Jamar.
I got bumped for Jim Carrey. I was supposed to judge, and he was there. And towards the end of the battle, Jeff gave me the microphone. He's like, you can say one thing. And I said, I was like, hey, Jim, you can admit at least these two people should be vaccinated, right?
Did he laugh?
He did a little bit, but Jeff was also like, that's why I didn't want you on this one. I did it with Tarantino once. That was hilarious. He was amazing because he would also do the logic thing. He's like, okay, man, I don't get it. So you're doing jokes about how he doesn't get laid, but he also fucks a lot. So which is it? Is he a man whore or is he a virgin?
Yeah. My favorite, this is one of my very favorite LA kind of only in LA stories is there's a restaurant kind of like a block down from where Nerd Melt was. I don't know if Nerd Melt's still there.
No,
but it's called El Compadre. It's like a famous Mexican restaurant. It's Tarantino's favorite restaurant.
Yeah.
And when he goes there, sometimes he rents the whole place out.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were like doing something at Nerd Melt, and then we're like, oh, let's go to El Compadre. And we like walk in, and they're like, sorry, we're closed. And I was like, it's 7 p.m. on Thursday. And I look, and it's just Tarantino by himself at the very back, just eating like chips and salsa. And it was like he just wanted to probably do bumps off the table.
You just saw him, but you didn't see the feet that were under the table.
All the women going like this.
I think that is kind of the way to be rich, though, is if you have that much money and you love a place, you're like, you know what? I don't want anybody else here.
Dude, he has his own movie theater.
Oh, that's great. I mean, that's like fucking Yakov. Smirnoff has that theater in Branson, Missouri.
Wait, you mean not Yakov Jefferson?
Which Yakov are you talking about, Mike?
Yakov Grey Goose. He has his own theater in Branson.
He actually opened. He said, "What's a fest?"
In my country, they don't have fest.
Fest as you.
Fest as you.
Nicole timestamping every C-bomb. God damn.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sorry, Nicole.
No, that's okay. Yeah. I'm saying it's okay.
Yeah.
That's what we'll call the episode.
Sorry, Nicole. So you said before we were talking about your son is into sports.
Yeah.
Or starting to be. And you didn't play sports growing up.
No.
So how do you feel if you do have like a true athlete son? What are you gonna do?
There's never a moment watching him that I'm not reminded that he's adopted.
That's so funny.
He's incredible. That's the thing that that I didn't realize, and I know people say it, like when you become a parent, like you do have to be in like the amount of physical stuff of just carrying a child.
Yeah.
Like I remember my arm was getting sore, and just keeping up with him, like he is like really fast, and he's mischievous too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they all just run towards death.
Every second of the day.
Yeah.
It is hard to explain to somebody, like, because anyone who says they don't want kids, like, I totally get it. And I never want to be that person that pressures you, because it's like the amount of times I just think about my kid dying.
Yeah.
It's like he dies 1,000 times in my head every day.
Yeah.
Just watching him.
Yeah.
Like, that could be, and that could be, and that could be.
Yeah.
He fell into a pool when he was like 1, and it was
That's scary.
It still gives me nightmares. Like, it was
how did that happen?
He just was like, he was running near, and then he just was like, fuck it, and just jumped in.
And did you jump in, right? Like, yeah. Dude, that happened to me when I was like, I guess probably like 2.5 or something like that. Classic kid by the side of a pool trying to reach down and like pick something up.
Yeah.
And I still have memory of this, which is so crazy. I remember seeing like the sky through the water.
I have that, and what I remember is seeing the adults debate who's going to jump in.
Yeah.
I have another story like that as well.
Where I was like looking up, and I was like, somebody's coming surely to get me.
I will say, I was in shock at first. Like, I did jump in, but it was like, is this happening?
Right.
This is so surreal.
Yeah.
And then just seeing like him helpless, like it was brutal.
Yeah, it's creepy. That's what, like, you ever see those Chinese swim lessons when they're like 4 or 5 months old and they literally just like Kobe the kid into the deep end and they just like boop, boop.
Oh yeah,
like,
I'm
float
subscribed
to
to one of those like rescue swimming things where the baby can just roll over on its back and
totally.
try.
I mean, it's useful. I remember my mom and uncle. I see them crashing through the water in my head, and just like grabbing me out, and I'm like coughing up a fish, put them in a pool. But that with the adult thing. I remember this might be like my villain origin story. I was at Jones Beach with my dad's whole family, and I'm in like the surf or whatever. I'm probably 5 years old, and I get knocked down by a wave, like just crushed. And then I try to get up, and I'm just getting pummeled by waves, like just boom, boom. And I feel myself drowning. Like I was panicking. I couldn't breathe. And I'm like just seeing the white water just come over me. And I literally like finally shoved myself up through the water. And I look up and my whole family is laughing at me. I'm like 5, about to die. And they're like, look at this gay kid. He can't even swim good.
You just go back into the water. Yeah. You're like Virginia Woolf. You put stones in your pocket.
Skylar White just walked directly out into the waves.
Good episode. Ryan Johnson directed.
Yeah.
I was thinking about how you're talking about your son and like what, how you can tell he's adopted. My daughter is just a long line of women that have dominated me. I was raised in an all women house basically, and then because of that, I've been attracted to women that are also mean and controlling.
Yeah, you get pegged by life.
Yeah, and then now I'm raising one. It's just a long line of just women.
It's your destiny. That's the only thing that makes me believe in destiny. Is I have a friend who had like sisters that were like Cinderella's sisters. I mean, they were just 3 of the most domineering women.
The stepsisters.
Yeah, and they were all older sisters, very protective, but also very like you live by our rules. And the mom was just like, I mean, kind of together, but also similar to the Simpsons lady that threw cats at anybody that walked on the sidewalk.
To be fair, those stepsisters were known as the ugly stepsisters.
Yeah.
If you had that nickname, you'd be mean too.
Yeah. Good point. Good point.
Why is everybody so mad at the ugly stepsisters?
But every relationship subsequently he's had, including what he's in now, it has been like he's been destined to live under the thumb of a woman.
Yeah.
Like just based on his upbringing. It's just how he's comfortable. You don't even realize that
I didn't
plays
learn
into
that
it.
till I was like 37 or 38 years old. I like read a book and it was like, you're attracted to this. And I was like, fuck.
You look at Rosebud and she's just punching into her hand.
Yeah. She got a baseball mitt on.
Your fantasy is just being on on a boat of women pirates, and they're like, "We're the captain now."
That is kind of my fantasy. There's some wardrobe choices that are kind of weird, but
hot Somali woman.
Yeah. I'm the captain now. Yeah, that would be great. Anyways, I sidetracked us.
I don't remember what we were talking about.
I don't know.
That's
sports and all that, and kids. And,
yeah. Are you looking for? Are you potentially going 2, or you're staying with 1? That's a crazy question to ask.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The adoption process is really tough. Like, so we think about it sometimes. Like, it won't be as hard the second time just because the first time was like, well, if we opt out of this, we will not be parents at all.
Right.
I mean, we never tried IVF. We just were like, this is how we want to do it. But I mean, it's difficult. We had 2 different fall throughs where we were expecting.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then
and you were emotionally invested in stuff already.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Did you guys do open adoption? The one where you stay and touch
we
the
date other babies.
family?
Well, with Logan's mom, like we have we've met her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's awesome. Like she's really cool, and like she's like improved her life vastly, and like we helped her and everything after Logan was born, and it's kind of like this beautiful story. That is the thing I say about adoption is like you do have to accept what it is. Like you're not just getting a kid, you're not buying a kid. You are in this relationship. There are these complications and.
Well, you're not buying a kid. Madonna is buying. Brad Pitt buying kids.
Purebred.
Yeah, there's no
purebred Taiwan.
Well, there is like a racism to that of international adoption. Is I think it's easier to disconnect because you're more likely to get the kid from an orphanage and not have as but domestic adoption where you have a relationship with them while they're pregnant is a completely different thing. And it was so funny after when the first one happened. I remember like talking to my mom and she's like, "You want me to speak to her mother to mother because she made a promise to you?" I was like, "No, we're okay." Like,
so she said she was going to give up the child for adoption, and then instead she was like, "I'm going to keep it."
Yeah. Which happens.
Yeah.
It's, you know, I mean, this is one of the sad stories, but I was on season 3 of Love Island, and we were working in the office at the time. It was in LA, and I found out the second one fell through, and it was so sad. I just out loud said, well, I guess I could be on Never Gonna Be a Dad Island. And I just remember, like, I just walked out of the job, like, I explained to my boss, I was cool with it, but I was like, I can't, like, look at this footage of, like, 22-year-olds. Like, I'm so, like, just sad. Like, I was never angry, you know. What was amazing.
That's impressive, though, because my initial reaction, I think, would be like resentment, anger, because of the hurt.
Dude, we had a nursery built and everything.
Oh my God, dude!
Dude,
did you keep it up?
Yeah. Well, well, if I could, I would have been able to have my own kid. No, yeah, we did. And then what was interesting was, the second one falls through. And, because we had everything packed, ready to go. And then we were just like, we're just going to leave the bags packed and whatever. And then the next one, happened like 4 months after that. And it was Logan. And we were like, we had everything. We're like, all right, let's do it. And we went. And it was, I remember too, like on our way to that hospital, it was like in Florida. So like we had to fly. And
they were still allowing flights into Florida at that time.
Yeah. You had to punch the alligator and then he burps the baby out. But no,
the doctor is the guy from Waterboy.
It's Kathy Bates. No. And Henry Winkler. No.
Yeah.
No, but I remember it was like the longest traffic light ever. It was right near the hospital where we're just like, wait, like, is this going to happen? And then, we see him. It's like the most beautiful thing. And it was so funny. We were like calling different like family members, but like they had to be quiet because, like he's sleeping and everything. So we're like, hey, he's here. And all that. Like, oh,
that's
my God,
great.
Look. And we call it Dina's dad, and he's this old Israeli guy. And, he knew about our process and everything. But, everyone else is quiet, and we told him to be quiet. And we show him we FaceTime with Logan, and he just goes, whose baby is that?
That's so great.
For the first few months too, he would say like when he was around his friends and stuff, he's like, "Hey, look, it's my adopted grandson."
I love adopted, just throwing it in there.
Oh, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Did any part, because I find it's really admirable that not only did you got the baby and then you helped the mom.
Yeah.
Are you're still in contact with her?
Yeah.
So that's cool to me, considering the false starts. Like if I had 2 things that almost happened and then fell through, I personally am such a fucking nervous, selfish, all these things that I would be scared to like help her get to a point of stability. And then she's like, I want to reestablish a relationship. Like that would just make me nervous.
I have some friends who they did the same process as you, but the dad was not in the picture. And then the dad found out like kind of like months after, I want to say the kid was like well into like 6 months or something like that. And he found out that TV writers were adopting, and it became like this like shakedown.
Yeah.
And they had to deal with this whole process of like getting this guy. And they had to like fly to like, I think it was like rural Washington to like litigate and all this stuff. Like it was like a nightmare because he was threatening to try to take the kid back.
Right.
Which he didn't even want to be a parent. He was never interested.
It was just a leverage for money.
Of course.
Yeah. But that seems on top of how stressful it is.
Oh yeah.
Especially as like comics, I feel like it's a special kind of like, I feel like other people, they position themselves to get ready to have kids.
Mm.
And we decide to have kids, and then we're like, oh, fuck. Like,
I have 2 now.
Yeah, like what?
Like, how did that happen?
I had the most irresponsible life. Like normal people have a job and they,
because we were trained and told that if we got a certain thing, we would be happy. Then the age that it takes for you to get that and realize it won't make you happy.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, like, for me, it was, I became a dad at 39. It was like, I just thought if I'm passed at this club or if I get on this show, and then you're just like, no, none of it. It's just work.
But if you think about it, isn't that the ultimate bit? It's kind of the ultimate joke.
Yeah.
Is you get the exact thing that you want after 40 years, and then at 40 they're like, JK, it means nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's the thing too now when I'm at clubs and there's younger comics and I see that in them. It's like there is that thought, like, is it because nobody told me, as like, is it our place to tell them, or do we just let them make the mistakes that they're supposed to make?
For the kids, or
no,
other
just
comics.
in the sense of like, this will not make you happy.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's weird when people try to, and I'm probably guilty of this as well, but people try to sell their position on life to you just to justify it to themselves.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I've had so many kidsless people, which I don't bring up how fulfilling having a kid is unless it's on my show that I'm talking directly to an audience about. I'm not out there like talking to single comics and being like, you gotta have a kid, man. Like, what do you do? But there's comedians that do not have children that feel as though they are the official PR arm of childlessness. And so they'll come to you and be like, I just don't have a kid because I'm too selfish and and it's like, 1, I don't care.
Yeah.
And like 2, you're not superior. Like, I get it. It's fine. I'm not superior either. I do say this, though, that I've unlocked a different level of consciousness than you because you are not aware. I've had both. I've had no kids and I've had kids. And this depth of having children is just more than it was when I didn't. So I'm not like, I'm not trashing you, but don't bring that shit to me when I got that.
I heard this statistic the other day that our brains shrink when we have kids.
Yeah, women go dumb for like 6 years or something.
But our brains shrink in this way where like the synapses fire more efficiently, but they don't fire as broadly.
Nice. It's
So
like taking a big town and making a small county.
Sure.
It's more efficient. You know what I mean?
I think it's like imposing like a subway system.
Yeah, Mike, what do you think it's like?
Man, how do I follow up 2 failed analogies? What part of Sim City do I want to quote that you guys haven't yet? No, it makes sense because you know it's like you do think less in the sense of like I already know what my day is gonna be. I know what this is gonna and how this is gonna go out. And so you're just and I imagine just thinking of your kid dying just shrinks your brain.
Yeah,
your brain's like, can you stop using me so much? If it's all it is faces of children death, like volume 20.
I wonder if that's
that
part
would
of
be
it,
a great
tension.
YouTube show. Faces of children.
Death.
It's Miss Rachel, but it's the worst footage.
And it was funny. Like I remember, like the first year or so with the adoption of it. Like I was afraid of losing him, but like also I was afraid of like the trouble of losing an adoptive child, like losing like a library book. Like having to explain to the birth mom, like, I know you trusted us and everything. But
is he chipped like a kitten?
Wait, what about Faces of Owies? And it's
faces of boo-boos.
Yeah, faces of your kid's watching and he's like, oh God, he skinned his knee so bad. Mama, dada.
It's like that is, but it is funny, like when they get hurt, like having to learn to care less, because if you care less, they care less. Like, is an amazing thing.
My daughter has this amazing, like, and by amazing I mean awful thing where if she gets like a big enough hit, she does the like won't cry, and she now has.
She does the Fred Sanford. Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you.
She's fainted twice now because
it happened again recently, right?
Yeah, because she's so upset. And so you're like trying to console a baby, and then the baby passes out, and you're like, "Oh fuck, we did something wrong."
The baby's not turning back on.
Yeah, I think that's just raising a white woman.
Yeah. I think you might be right. The drama.
Yeah.
The drive, she does this before.
Yeah. She's like, "Is everybody looking?"
I have a son. He's like, if I faint, no one's catching me.
Yeah. God.
Yeah, dude. No, two boys don't give a fuck. They'll literally step over your body and do whatever they need to do.
They're like cats. They'd eat you if you
I really actually believe that. Like, actually, I think I fell and hurt myself in front of my son, which if you ever want to lose respect from your child, just fall in front of them.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first time you watched an adult fall down?
Yes.
It like shatters your reality.
Because I think my dad did like a stumble too.
Yeah. Dude, I remember watching my dad. He was running on the beach and he like hit a pothole or a divot or something. And like, it was the least graceful thing I've ever seen. He just hit it and went poof, and like face planted in the sand. And from that moment on, I didn't love him. Like, I was just like, you're 6'2", you're an adult. You should know how those work.
I remember it was weird the first time I saw someone fall and Yakety Sax wasn't playing, growing up on like Looney Tunes and Benny Hill. I'm like, look, there's just silence.
That is how I know my kid is better than me, though, because I did just fall in front of him in the backyard and he immediately rushed to my aid.
Oh, wow.
Like, immediately was like, are you
right.
okay? Are you all right, Dad? You're all right? And I'm like, my dad's just a pussy, son.
It's also funny, like when you look at like old cartoons, like they knew what CTE was before anyone. Like when you're seeing the stars or like the multiple Bugs Bunnies, I'm like, yeah, that's what CTE is.
Yeah,
cut the Junior C out. Say how about to shoot himself in the chest? It's just a bird. He's like, the bird won't go away. The bird won't.
He also had the big lump on his head. Whoop. He was just trying to shoot it off and miss.
Ray Lewis was being whispered to by the birds around his head, being like, murder that guy.
I thought I saw a bullet hole. I did.
Oh, God.
You are making me very traumatized.
Is Conor McGregor actually the most public display of CTE in a while? Like,
it's hard to tell
drawn
which
out
part is
public
CTE
display?
and which part is Irish.
And Coke.
Yeah.
It's like
lots of
Irish
Coke.
plus CTE.
Yeah.
Because I think
Apparently
Azalea
just
Banks.
lad culture.
Well, Azalea Banks said that they have been actually, like, after she posted it, she's like, we've actually been sending each other unsolicited news for years. So they do that, I guess. Or that's what she said, at least. Who knows what the fuck she's talking. She's like, she speaks in so many different directions, it's hard to keep track. But that dude.
And if only one of those could be a memorable rap song again.
I know.
That's the thing. You can't be crazy and your art has to be even better.
It does.
Kanye has to make the best music he's ever made if he's going to say
People
what
put
he
up
says.
with his crazy when it was attached to graduation.
Yeah.
Or like college dropout. But nobody gives a fuck now that it's hymns.
Yeah.
Like nobody cares.
Look, I am Jewish, and if Hail Hitler had a better beat, it wouldn't offend me as much.
What were we talking about just before that? I had a thought.
Kids, the falling?
Yeah.
The
No,
adults
I don't
falling?
remember. Damn. That's
And
okay.
no, we were talking about CTE, and
Yeah.
you forgot what he was going to
that's
say.
Well done. Well
so
done.
funny.
I actually think, I was thinking about it yesterday, and I think Conor McGregor is my Cosby. Like, where I held him in such high regard, and I really loved him because he was Irish and from nothing, and like spoke everything into existence, and really like he reached everything that he said he was going to do, and then he just turned into a completely different person. I mean, there's interviews of him where he's like, partying is weakness for the soul. You shouldn't do it. I don't participate. It's bullshit. Like, all the early Conor McGregor stuff, if he looked and saw who he is today, he'd be disgusted in it. And that's why it's heartbreaking for me as a guy who loved him, you know?
And if Cosby looked and saw who he was today, he'd be like, yeah, but you guys liked it, so why did we have to ruin it?
Yeah, exactly. I had a hit show.
He'd be like, pull your pants up.
And please pull mine down.
Yeah. I
He
never
wouldn't
thought
say
about that.
please.
That's such a good point, is he was pulling lots of pants down.
Oh, dude, I mean, I think that was like a big... People lose that thought when they talk about Hannibal's bit.
Yeah.
Because he says he's like, and you were telling like that the bit was about that. You're telling black people to do this. You're a rapist.
Yeah.
It's funny, like people thought that Hannibal just went on stage and says Cosby. No, he had like a really good bit about it.
Did that send him away?
Yeah,
Is that
I was
why
wondering
Hannibal
about
went
that.
away?
Did that hurt him? Was there like a career fall off for that?
For Hannibal?
I can't.
He just became a rapper and a landlord.
I think
that was like what he shifted into.
Now he has
that.
a venue.
Yeah.
He owns Knitting Factory.
I think a part of it was like because he was smart in not addressing it, and I think his thing was like, hey, one, it was like filmed without
his consent, right?
Yeah, and like let it. He's like, it speaks for itself. I don't need to also. Right. He didn't. I think for him, he didn't want to be known as like because once you're stuck in that role of like public crusader,
right.
He's like, no, I did a joke. You guys filmed it. You could take.
Many comics would take that route now.
What people often forget about that story, which it was so funny to me, was that that I remember seeing that clip like on a Monday, the Hannibal thing, and it was like big news, and Cosby was on Twitter, and I remember he had like millions of followers. I think he only followed like 5 people. So it felt like it was him, right? But he had millions of followers, and he did this thing on his social media. It was called like Meme Mondays, where he posted a meme of like you're supposed to post memes of Cosby, and every meme was about how he sexually assaulted people.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
and he posted it.
He thought that it was gonna distract things.
Right.
People would just remember, like, oh, look, pudding.
He's joking.
Yeah. And it was like, no. And it doubled down. It was like one of those big social media backfires.
Well, he had old guy ego.
Yes.
Big time. And obviously, why wouldn't you after that life and career?
And I mean, hundreds, if not thousands of people that enabled it who should also be in jail that got away.
How hasn't Camille been called the Black Ghislaine? Like she is, I mean, she was just shuttling hoes.
I was like, what?
There was a Jizz Lane.
There was a Jizz Lane right to Cosby's house.
Didn't he try to tour right after he got
he
exonerated?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's so wild to have that much ego to be like, they're going to come.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris D'Elia is doing it right now.
Yeah, but Chris D'Elia never like went through court and like
we know of. He had some. I know
the
settlement.
FBI was investigating him.
Who knows what happened? But it's very odd.
I'm just saying he went to prison.
Yeah.
50, 60.
His eye bleached itself.
No, he was like 70s, 80s.
That's what
No, I'm saying his age.
Oh no, I meant like the number of accusations was like the 50s or 60s.
Yeah.
Those are good numbers. I mean, that's like not good numbers, but it's like
that's like I was thinking about the Epstein stuff that just came out, like the memorandum that they wrote after the Epstein list.
What they said Obama wrote the list?
No.
Oh.
That was Trump said that after the fact.
By the way, the list doesn't exist. It does. They wrote it. That's why it's bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm all over it.
But would Trump go to an island named after someone else? Like that's the part
That's a good point.
That makes me question it all. And a Jewish island?
Yeah. He's not doing that. But no, I think it said that there was evidence of thousands of victims. And it's like, do you think you could know somebody who had 1,000 victims and not know? You know what I mean? Like
the thing is, they did know. They just looked the other way.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It also, I started thinking about this because a lot of people that do that crime, like truly don't believe they did it. So in their minds, they might not even consider what they're doing to be illegal. They just look at it as this is like the tax of extravagance. This is like how we live. There's nothing legal or illegal about it. This is just what we do.
It's like stand up where, it's like you get the thing you want and then what didn't mean anything. So I think when you get to $2 billion, $3 billion, you're like, I guess I have to have sex illegally.
I thought having all 10 digits from an 11-year-old girl in my ass would, fulfill me.
I mean,
but
look,
it turns out.
if you had a massive ad campaign just based on losing weight from eating sandwiches, you would have a false sense of confidence.
Yeah, exactly. If you had a pair of jeans that looked like a duffel bag
that you still just carry around, that had no sandwich. There's no way he was fat and those didn't have sandwich stains on them.
Yeah. You know what I could picture Jared from Subway eating? Like those teether surfboards.
The baby teething
I
crackers.
could literally just see him snacking on one of
Next
those
to a playground.
Just dissolves on his tongue.
Who wants Dude, there's a guy that comes to my new playground, and he comes every day at like around the same time, and he's this old dude, and he just has a parrot on his shoulder, and he doesn't say anything. He just walks up. He's the most creepy looking.
It's a real
dude.
parrot.
Yeah, it's a real parrot, and he just stands there, like hoping the kids are gonna be like, "Whoa,
Right.
a bird!" And my daughter every time just freaks out and runs away.
She's good instincts.
But is it a business? Because like some of those guys are like, you take a photo with the parrot.
He doesn't say anything. I wouldn't know if it was a business. He just stands there silently.
The
and
parrot's supposed to do the talking.
It feels like that old guy in Poltergeist that walks down the street, like that kind
or
of
like
thing.
Pigeon Lady.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I think it should be okay to force that person out of the park. I think if it's a kid's play place and he's showing up old and alone with a fucking bird, I think it should be well within your rights to physically remove him.
Yeah, but the parrot's 8.
That's true. We're probably getting near the end. We have never done a segment on this show, but I was thinking we could try to do one.
I like
because
that.
we
I
said
mean,
we
the
were
way
gonna
you're
do it.
enthusiastically selling it,
Yeah.
already.
Listen, if I'm anything, it's great on camera. No, but what's something?
You've always had the energy of one of the talking trees in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I just like how Andy's in his discotheque attire.
Yeah.
He's just going to a nightclub in Germany after this.
Yeah, I have to go to Berghain.
I have to go to court. There's this guy with a parrot.
Yeah. He tried to diddle my kid.
Not guilty.
The parrot's on trial too.
Statute of limitations.
Actually, never mind. I don't want to do it.
Whoa, parrot, whoa. Reinstate him to what?
I don't want to do the segment anymore.
What's the segment?
I don't know.
I wanna hear
it. No, I was just gonna ask Mike something that he hated in comedy right now, and
Nice.
something that he loved.
That's a good one.
Okay. All right. So a thing that I hate is, I mean, I'm one of those old guys. The clips. It took us years after music to do what they did of lowering our art form and giving it all away for free and being like, hey, what do you guys want to talk about? Like,
yeah.
and making us work 18-hour days instead of 2-hour days.
Becoming video editors and videographers.
And like I was at this the other night, and was talking to someone, and I was like, you know what the scary thing is? Like, because we were talking about like how we used to all do open mics, and I'm like, this is the open mic now, and Instagram is the stage.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's all about that, and like you see people get off, and they didn't, it's like a gold rush, and they didn't get the gold that they wanted. They just accidentally had a good set and entertained people.
Yeah, well, I've actually stopped a set before, and I've been like, you guys are the third most important people to see this exact show.
Yeah.
I was like, you don't even matter. You're inconsequential. I posted online. That means more to have. I was like, it sucks. I was like, I'm not saying that as an insult. I'm saying that sucks.
Like, there's like a part of it for me, like the ego of like, I would never be able to post a clip where the person is funnier than I am, but I know those do well. And,
Totally.
And even like, to me, I don't get it, having worked in more traditional television, how there aren't release forms, how you can just film somebody.
Well, they just have them
saying
at the door of the
something.
club. Just know that if you're walking past this point, you'll be on camera.
Okay.
So it's like just vague kind of notices all over the place. But yeah,
But they don't even have to sign them though.
No, especially when there's like clips of like, these two are married, they're cheating.
Yes.
Here's their face.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like, God damn, dude.
Yeah, my videographer guy or like my guy that runs my socials has like put like a clip up where it's just somebody's face in the audience. And
Yeah.
I don't even watch the clip. It just goes up on my thing, and then people I look at the comments, and people are like, "What? Way to fucking out the person!" And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Remember the big thing? It was the '90s. Jenny Jones. They had this this guy that was like accused of being gay by another guy, and he shot the dude.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's gonna happen.
Hopefully it'll kill Tony.
Hopefully the title lives up to its name. That exact story again.
Let's go positive. What do you love about comedy?
I also I realize how old I sounded. Like, there are people that do well with it and are great at it and get it. It's just
no, but it is. I think you're right that it's like. It's a cheapening of it, and there's people that are great at it.
Yeah,
and there's people that actually do it in a way that is not nauseating.
Yeah,
but for the most part, it's this giant cash grab, and it's very obvious in the way that people post.
Comedians do have to take a note from porn stars, though, because they figured out a way to take it from free to now you're paying for it. Like, where it's hard for us because we're giving it away, like you said, and then we're just trying to get them to come out to live shows, which is like real energy mobilization and getting them to go somewhere.
I just, you know what it is, like, and I know I sound like an old mob guy. There used to be rules before the Joker. There used to be honor. Yeah, before Joker and Two-Face came, we ran things in Gotham the right way, But it was like. And Andy, I came up with Andy. I met you a few years after. We were very shame based, and there is the lack of shame. People will announce the birth of their child as a way to promote their album and stuff like that. Yeah. I'm like, well, what the, But a positive, I think, is that I think. There's still I live in LA. I come here once a year, and every time I come, there's a few amazing comics that I hadn't seen before. There is still great material. There is still as cynical as this is, as much of a business, and as weird as I feel, sitting at a table where I have way less followers than everybody, it's still there are people doing it for the right reason, being artistic. One of the positives of the crowd work stuff is that I know now if I go on stage, I don't have to do it at all.
Yeah. And then you immediately stand out. There's also crowds now that are getting fatigued by it. That are all they're doing is fucking asking questions. Shut up.
I went up the other night and I think it was a low attended show. And I think I must have been the first person to just do jokes.
Yeah.
And they liked that.
Yeah. No, that's also why on Instagram, I went away from that entirely because I was, my crowd work stuff was doing well initially and then it kind of fell off. And then when I posted bits, it got a little more attention. But also I was just I don't even want to get known for that. Because if I get known for that, then you have to dedicate a portion of your show to doing that thing that people like of you. So it's I don't want to just have a 15-minute Q&A or whatever. That would be fun to do here and there, but I don't know. I don't want to be forced.
That was a big thing. When I won Roast Battle, I didn't want to lean into it of I didn't want I'll do I'll make fun of this person or that person if it organically comes up, but I didn't want to do a roast section.
Yeah.
And just be the roast guy.
Yeah. That's a good point. I mean, yeah. But there are really good, that is a positive thing. And the person I immediately think of when you say that is Ravello. Every time somebody's there's really good younger comics, there's guys writing great jokes. Every time I watch Peter in the Cellar or wherever, I'm man, that guy has really great jokes, well thought out. They're different every single time. His mind is working very fast right now. You could just tell he's in his bag. Yeah. And I love it. I love seeing that stuff because then you could do the exact opposite where you see somebody just laziness bums me out more than anything else because I work hard to limited results. And then when people are lazy and ascend, it offends me. That's one of the few things that really genuinely offend me. So I love when somebody is prolific and busts their ass and works hard and you get to see it play out and develop in a beneficial way.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's still a place
Comedy
for good jokes.
Be cool. Yeah, there is a place for jokes, 100%. Yeah. I love it. Well, what do you have to promote?
My podcast, Nerd of Mouth, is on the Last Podcast Network.
Nice.
We talk about all sorts of stuff. We went deep into why Superman still matters. I did a whole episode about my autism diagnosis.
Nice.
And we have a Miss Rachel one coming up. We just did one about Comic-Cons and the history of them dating back to the 30s.
Oh, that's sick. So it's it's a nerd history pod kind of, or
it
just
has
like
some
getting
of that,
into topic?
but then it's also we like dissect things and we like open up and we explore. Like we had one that was really cool, nature versus nurture, and it's like, are you born a nerd or does it develop over time?
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
And our listeners like told us their like childhood stories and stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What is your what is your quick elevator take on that? Do you think you're born or nurtured into it?
I would have said nurtured, and then I was told about my autism. I didn't have a choice. I didn't. You're like, did you like sports? I'm like, I might have, but my body didn't.
Right.
Yeah. My arms hated sports. My arms were like,
This is early August that it's going to come out? Or are we late July? Okay. I will be, hi, I'm Andy. Nice to meet you. I will be at the Mission Theater in Portland on July 26th.
Nice.
And then I will be at the Comedy Cellar in Las Vegas that entire week after. And then, where am I going to be? I'm going to be in London, England. The 16th of August at the Top Secret Comedy Club. And I got some other dates. Go to my punchup.live.com.
International star Andy Haynes.
Star would be pushing it.
Well, you're a star in my eyes.
I have a passport.
That's pretty sick. You and Dua Lipa. MikeCannonComedy.com for all my dates.
why Dua Lipa?
I don't know. She's just always in a foreign country. Like I mean, and I follow her closely. But July 26th, I'll be in Avenel, New Jersey at the Avenel Performing Arts Center. And just by the name, I'm going to need you to show up. It sounds big. Please, for the love of God, come on out. August 8th through the 9th, doing 4 shows at Hilarities in Cleveland. One of my favorite clubs. I love that place. It's so great. And I actually often do well there. So please come out.
Shout out Nick.
Shout out and Sam. I mean that whole place is really great.
Yeah.
September I'm in Levittown. All dates MikeCannonComedy.com, and check out the YouTube. Putting up a ton of stuff. I just re-recorded my initial album, and that's going to be out there on my YouTube as well. And we're doing a Coach Cannon series where I taught Brendan Sagalow basic sports skills. First episode was golf. Then we have a baseball, we have a basketball, and a cold plunging episode coming up. So more on that as well. Mike Cannon Comedy on YouTube. Nicole.
Woo.
Nicole C. Lyons on Instagram. Nicole Lyons Productions on Instagram. Follow Beautiful Boys everywhere. Subscribe to the YouTube.
Bye.